It's Remy J and welcome back to the channel where we motivate, help, and inspire each other every week. So we have been tackling the issues of self-love, self-acceptance, and today I would like to focus more on self-esteem. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video. So before we can deal with our low self-esteem, we have to first understand what self-esteem is. Self-esteem is simply valuing yourself, how you look and see yourself and your capabilities regardless of what others think of you. So in short, it's your perception of yourself, your beliefs and opinion of yourself. And here I want to mention that high self-esteem should not be confused with having a big ego and pride. We all have these traits in us that help ourselves, but once we abuse and over excessively activate them, it can become a problem in our lives. So it's okay to think higher of yourself, it's okay to see your importance, it's okay to be proud of yourself and your achievements, but not to the point where it's destructive of you and other people around you. It needs to be regulated so you don't feel entitled and self-absorbed and lose sight of everything else and everyone else around you. So self-esteem is basically you just feeling good about yourself, accepting yourself, loving yourself, and wanting everything around you to be good as well. There were times in my life where I didn't feel accepted or loved. I felt incapable of doing and achieving things in my life, and starting YouTube was one of those thoughts. But now here I am, and I'm doing it better than I could have ever imagined. So this and other things made me view myself as worthless, not good as the next person, and other negative perceptions of myself and abilities to succeed in life. But all of this led me into a depressive state where I had to constantly fight myself until the moment I learned how to stop and view myself differently, accept and love myself. But sometimes there are people who don't know how to deal with situations like this, and through anxiety, not knowing how to deal with their feelings, insecurities, anger, or whatever the situation is, they start to compensate those feelings by feeling superior, developing a false self-esteem of themselves, to look for other people's flaws as a disguise to hide their own, to feel better and good about themselves. And that's not a good way to deal with low self-esteem, because you're only putting those issues, those negative thoughts on standby, hiding them away instead of facing the truth and dealing with them from the roots. So that leads me into talking about this. Before you can deal with low self-esteem, you need to know why it's low in the first place. And that can be identified through life experiences, how you treat and talk about yourself, and other signs of low self-esteem in your life. And we're going to have a look at those right now. So, life experiences such as poor performance at school or dropping out of school, stressful life events like breakup or divorce, unsupportive parents and other significant people like teachers who were extremely critical in your life, unhappy childhood, mood disorders, trauma or abuse, and other issues where the root of self-esteem started. And other ways you can also identify low self-esteem in your life are by these signs: saying negative things about yourself, joking about yourself in a negative way, focusing on your negatives and ignoring the positives, blaming yourself when things go wrong, thinking other people are better than you, poor confidence, fear of failure, self-doubt, and again, other signs of low self-esteem that become visible in your life. It can be difficult to change the negative opinions and beliefs about yourself in your life, but with practice and support, you will definitely get there. Even I still struggle with some things that I listed, but I know that I have made a lot of progress in my life and I will continue to do so. So, after we identify these issues, how do we deal with them? Well, I'm glad you asked. First, you need to know that improving your low self-esteem depends on you. So you have to come to terms with yourself, identify your negative thoughts about you, and challenge those thoughts and adjust them. I don't know, here's one example. If you say that I am not strong enough for this world, then look for all of the moments where you overcame hard times in your life and realize that you were strong enough to get through that period in your life, and be grateful for that. And if you need to, write it down. Second thing is, you need to realize all your goods, no matter, and I always say this, no matter how small they are. If it's being a good friend, if it's helping people, if it's singing, dancing, whatever it is you can do, just write them out and start speaking those things into your life. Those positive things that you have done, those positive dances or moves you have came up with, write it all down and speak it to yourself every time. If you are a person who don't have no friends but have that one person who shows you love, acknowledge that, because just having one person who truly loves you can change a lot in your life. And it definitely means that you are loved. It definitely means that somebody sees you. Get any support if necessary and possible, because I don't know how deep, your individual situation, how deep it goes, but if you need help, make sure to seek that help. Learn to forgive yourself, and this is something that I've also mentioned in my self-love session. Practice self-acceptance, something that I talked about in my previous video. Value and appreciate yourself every time, and remember that no one is perfect, which is something I also mentioned in my 5 things to remember video. Spend time with people who make you feel good about yourself. Spend time with people who are all about positive vibes, and move from negative environment if possible. And these are some ways that you can deal with low self-esteem, but there are plenty of other ways that you can deal with them. So with that being said, that is all I have for this session. If this video was helpful to you, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and most importantly, turn on your post notifications so you don't miss another video. And as I always say, remember to MHI someone, motivate, help, and inspire. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your support, and see you next time.